My name is Mike, and I'm from Queens, New York. I was born and raised there, and I am a teacher by profession, and I've also worked as a college academic advisor. I'm single, and it's a life that I chose when I was in my early 20s. I met a group of people from the Focolare Movement. Before, when I was younger, I would attend meetings and activities and really enjoy it and have fun, meet new friends and so on. But as I got older, into my late teens, I understood that it was also a particular lifestyle which was really focused on living the gospel. What attracted me in living this lifestyle, right, that I met in the Focolare was the fact of being free. Growing up in my neighborhood, it was a very rough neighborhood, and we were under the impression that you were born there, you live there, and you will die there. I saw episodes of people dying early, of violence, also gang-related violence. So it was really a belief that that's it, that's all you will see. And it was an all-black neighborhood. When I met the members of the Focolare, which were all Caucasian, they were from Europe, that presented a few problems for me because my friends made fun of me. My god sister wondered, how could I associate with people that were not black? And I have to say, as a teenager, I wasn't ready to confront that. So when I got into the car, when they would pick me up for activities, I would duck down so that my friends on the streets wouldn't see that I was riding with these men from Italy and from Germany. It was only later that I was able to realize that color did not matter because of the life that I've chosen. As time went on, I understood also that some of these members of the Focolare were choosing to live this lifestyle a little bit in a more deeper way. And for them, it was giving up married life in order to do God's work in the world. And so in my early teens, I too felt called, actually, by God to follow this way. It wasn't that I didn't want to get married. I did have the dream of getting married and having a family and so on. But at that point in my life, I felt God was calling me to move that aside and dedicate myself to this mission, I would say. As a Focolarino, a member of the Focolare, my vocation is to bring God to the world. So God is not someone I run to when I'm in trouble. Also, but he's someone that I run to when I'm extremely happy, and he's there. And so I've learned and developed a way to be with him as often as I can. I have felt the presence of God in my community life, and I would have to say more and more in these years. I've been in community life since 1990. So I had started out living in community life in New York. After some years, I moved to Los Angeles. I lived in community there. After some years, I moved to Dallas, Texas. I lived in community house there. And 5 years ago, I moved back to New York, to where I'm presently living. Community means really, besides living under one roof, it means to share the life that we're living with each other. So we all have jobs, so we may all leave in the morning to go to our job, wherever that is. When we come home, it's our moment to be together. So one of our common moments really together is at the dinner table. And there we take time to share how our day went, how we managed to love, how we didn't manage to love, the stresses, the ups, the downs, and we welcome each other. We welcome what we have to tell one another. And that's community life in the sense that we have someone that we can share this with, but it's mutual. So we all share with one another. And what comes out really is the work of God within us and the joy of doing this. Because we don't look to solve each other's problems, we look to share what God has done with us. So as I said before, I'm a teacher, and when I started teaching, I also began being a youth minister to the young people in the Focolare. And my profession of being a teacher helped me to understand young people and to work with them. And that just grew over time. And over the last 20 years, I remained working with young people. My ministry with young people fulfills me a lot. And it is because I really believe that I am doing this for God. I meet many young people, ages 18 to 40, and they have very difficult situations at times. Just a week ago, I was speaking to a young man on the phone, and we hit a topic, and he began to cry. In that moment, I felt helpless because right away, I wanted to solve his problems so that he wouldn't cry anymore. But I knew I couldn't do that. I didn't have an answer. What I could do was to listen and to be there. And I feel that that in those moments, I could bring God to that person. And so that's what I did. I listened, and that moment of drama ended. We hit another topic where we started to joke and laugh. And at the end of the call, he was very happy. And that's very much linked to my choice to love God, but to also to bring God to whoever I meet. And that's very much linked to even my community life, because I may come home to those in my house and we talk about that, and they ask me about the young people. How did it go and so and so? And I share that. And so we rejoice together. And that helps me to go out the next day and to continue that. So on the one hand, I don't have children of my own. On the other hand, I have many children. And I feel fulfilled. And I don't miss having children because I feel that God is giving me so many. On the phone the other day, I was talking to a friend who has a family, has children, 3 children, and he asked me about my salary and about what I do with my money. What car do I have? Is it my car? And I simply explained to him and told him about my life. And I told him about that aspect of my life where the money that I make, that I earn, I come home and I share it with my community. So instead of focusing my time on buying a car and having and building up something for myself, I have more time to be with young people, to go to this community, to accompany a person who is struggling, to be available for people. So that's how I see my vows of poverty, for example. Also chastity and obedience. They give me opportunities to love God more, to be more available, even to my friend. And so my vows are opportunities, I would say. Not limiting factors, but opportunities to fulfill my mission, of bringing God to others, to accompanying people. The exciting part about being a Focolarino is the adventure that extends from day to day and that doesn't reveal itself when I look into the future. My ministry also within the Focolare has brought me to different places in the world, in Europe, also in Asia, in the Philippines, and it has also allowed me to meet so many different people from so many different cultures. So when I think back to my neighborhood, to the vision of growing up there and dying there and knowing only those people in that neighborhood, it's amazing to see the adventure that I'm living. So that's exciting because I meet many people, many cultures. I even learned two languages along the way. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know it's going to be great.
When I found my true vocation, I did not know what to do or say. Was I happy? Or was I crazy in love? And what young people say. And I know it's not normal, but in this world I realize I gotta take a risk. Would you guide me? I trust you. I hear the inner voice say.